Greetings, adventurers, and welcome to GrowedUpGeek Gaming. It is Tuesday night, and our presentation of our persistent flagship campaign, Eberron, Tranquility's Twilight. Tonight we bring to you episode 9, Drum Keep. But before we get to that, we will meet our amazing cast. We'll do a quick recap, and we will jump right in as we chug along to our season finale. I'll go ahead and start. I'm Manny at GrowedUpGeek on your social media, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. We are live here Tuesday, Wednesday nights, 7 p.m. on Twitch, and our new videos upload to YouTube on Monday and Tuesday afternoons. If you like what we do here, give us a follow, subscribe, anything to show your affirmation and support. We greatly appreciate it. Now that that is out of the way, let us meet our, let's see, I'm trying to think of a proper term for your current plan here. Our infiltrators? Yeah, infiltrator, we'll go with that. Our infiltrators, as they kind of head to undo potentially a terrorist organization who otherwise seems pretty cool, but is maybe just a little misguided.
We're samplers more than infiltrators. We're just taking a sample. We'll see how it is.
We're going to put our toe in the water to see if they're rational, and if not, we'll probably just burn that bitch down. All right.
Exactly.
Let us start with our investigator, member of a dragon-marked house. Dustin, tell us about Rel.
My name's Elden Ring. I'm playing Dustin. No. I'm Dustin. I'm playing a character named Rel. I'm a dragon marked human. I'm of the dragon mark of making, so I'm good at like tinkering with things and making things, and a little bit gifted with magic. And I'm an investigative gunslinger. And yeah, I'm trying to work out a peaceful resolution, or at least like try to like, I don't know, make things work out in a reasonable way in this conflict. But we'll see.
Give peace a chance, but if not, be prepared to shoot.
Bang.
Yep, bang bang. Awesome. All right, let us slide over to our resident gnome. Two characters in a row. Also the wizard, and who spends most of his idle time trying to figure out clever ways to get the hell out of combat. Landon, tell us about Kai.
So apparently I've been unlucky figuring out how to get out of combat. Kai, he keeps getting down. Despite my attempts.
It's twice in 8 complete episodes. That's not that bad. That's once a month. It's not that bad. Well, I don't know if that's bad. You're a wizard, dude. And a low level one, man. Like, it's just, you're squishy.
So I'm playing Kai Sidious. He's an Order of Scribes wizard. Well, he is a bit bookish. You may have noticed in previous episodes. He has a little bit of a fight to him when people annoy him, or when he feels like it's important for his ambitions. He's not afraid to spill blood or provoke people into their untimely demise. Because last week we defended ourselves. We were not the aggressors, even though Kai may have said some words.
You got verbally aggressive for sure.
But we didn't throw the first punch, so we were just innocent in that ordeal. Kai, he really wants to see his ambitions to the end. Yes.
I was like, are you though? All right. We can go back and you can watch last week's episode to see if how that played out according to the way Kai reported it. I slightly remember it differently, with a little less emphasis on, like, you really sassed that guy, man. Like, like stood up on the table and yelled at him.
Well, he was talking about we're undercover, or trying to be undercover, and he was pointing out the sort of robe color of one of our
Man was just asking a question.
allies, Masaow. He was
Just
asking a question.
Asking a question.
But as being an outlaw, I had to show grit. If word gets out, we have to be
An outlaw? All right.
Yeah, I mean that's what the Swords of Liberty are.
Oh, I got it.
Anyways.
I was gonna say, oh, that's right. You're being a tough guy. Got it. Okay. I thought
Yeah,
you were just like
yeah,
genuinely
exactly.
pissed. I forgot. Yeah. I thought you were just like genuinely pissed. I'm like, dude, calm down. The DM.
No,
I'm
no,
like,
it was more of a, I guess, deception than anything. But yeah,
all right. Performance heard. All right. Let us slide upstairs to the person who seems to have commanded by his god to keep at least two of the party members alive, no matter what. The purpose, not so much important, but just his purpose in the moment is to keep at least Rel and Kai alive. Tenta, tell us about Masaow.
I'm Tenta. I'm playing Masaow. Masaow is he is a Worm Messiah warlock that is bizarre as hell and is a joy to play. And you better hope that he doesn't achieve what he's trying to do.
Heard. I mean,
That's all I got to say.
sure. Thanks, buddy. I'm glad you just play a game like a normal person. Political intrigue game. I want to summon an undead worm god. All right, man. Cool. Whatever.
You know, you made room for me, and that's why we're.
I know. I did this to myself. I got it. No, I love you, buddy. All right. Last and not least, the newest member of our party of brigands, kaiju'd their way through the bar last week and set a fire that could be seen from a good distance. Nick, tell us about Flametongue.
My name's Nick. I play Flametongue, a paladin of devotion for the Church of the Silver Flame. Yeah, and I'm gonna smash stuff. I have quite a temper, and let's see where this takes us.
All right. So that is our amazing cast. And so, yeah, last week, the party making their way from deep in the Dragon's Wood after acquiring a fraction of the money they had been sent to recover from their commanding officers. Their plan being that as long as all of the money didn't make it to its destination, that they had achieved their goal while also still failing at their original goal. And as a result, something of a mild heel turn for the party as they loaded up their bags in a complicated bunch of nerd math and set out on the road to Xandrar, where they had heard that the Swords of Liberty had kind of taken the city and had kidnapped the Countess from there, whose name I always butcher, but let me find it. Countess Yasiv Oeskai of Xandrar, young, who the party had met earlier. She's been kidnapped. Party has set off, somewhat agreeing with the Swords of Liberty's intent, if not their methods. So knowing where there is a large concentration of them and seeing the potential of action from them to achieve maybe their own goals, the party set out with their end goal being Xandrar and potentially infiltrating the Swords of Liberty so that they can change it from within and kind of shape it to be a little less terroristy, more freedom fighter-y, if there's a shade of difference between the two. The party was left in a small kind of seaside town. Along the way between the Dragon's Wood, they encountered a group of Braylish soldiers with mage-bred mastiffs that were a big hit with the party. They met, who was next? The Mysterious Riders were next after you exited the woods, looking like adventurers in full armor and polished metal full head helmets like Destro from G.I. Joe. Shot an arrow. Kai, you didn't give that's the one you didn't give the exact lettering. You just told them
yeah,
the general idea.
I burned it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Burned It gave it the general idea. After trying to kind of chase them at Kai's insistence, they eventually lost the party, who found themselves on the trade road on the way to Xandrar, just having lost essentially a day worth of travel, going after the mysterious riders. Along the way on the road, they encountered the Leonid Bard. Was looking for a little herald work. Gave him a little bit of a heads up about the Swords of Liberty kind of proliferation through areas up the road. And after a couple more days of travel, came to a small lakeside town just one day outside of Drum Keep in northern Breland. Let me go ahead and get that up there. Walked into the bar, and then, befitting the name of our last episode, Wrong Place, Wrong Time, they walked into a bar occupied by the Swords of Liberty. Kai, in an attempt to kind of establish some kind of cred, or at least a reputation, managed to pop off to a captain. A full brawl ensued, in which the party was triumphant. They were granted rooms for the night, and in the morning, let's go ahead and put the bar up. Morning comes. The bar is still empty. No new members of the Swords of Liberty have made their way back since the day prior. It's early. The same bartender is behind the bar, kind of looking like he's got a little bit of smoked meats and some kind of lighter ales. It is morning time. Kind of ready as you all come down. I just wanted to thank you guys for getting those guys out of here. It's been bad, and I just wanted to say thank you. I know it's not much, but he kind of points to the spread of food. I wanted you to have this. I imagine you're going to be hitting the road pretty soon, and I didn't want you to leave empty-handed.
I love to serve. Thank you for your hospitality.
No, yeah, it's the least I could do for you guys, clearing all those guys out of here.
Given that we have, the bags full of gold, Kai, we got what, 60 gold pieces from that encounter?
Total, I think. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it was like 60 gold pieces and a silver rapier. At least that's what was in my notes.
Okay,
but,
that's fine. I trust your notes more than my memory.
So, Kai will say, so how much damage do you think was done to the bar?
Like, your large friend there kind of smashed the table up a little bit, but I don't know. Just, it's not much. I got scrap wood out back. I can fix this. This isn't the first fight that's happened here.
Well, you said they hadn't paid for months.
Oh.
So I feel like the money they had should, and he'll look to the party to see for their approval, because Kai, certainly doesn't want to piss off the people that's, helping him out, but he's going to look to them to see if it's okay and say, I feel like their belongings, you should have a say in what happens to them, seeing as you were the one suffering at their hands for so long.
Yeah, I'm all about being helpful, so we can definitely help give him some gold or whatever.
Masaow doesn't care. He's over here looking at one of the bodies, thinking if he should give it the old body beetles or not. He's in there.
So, unless Rel has something to say, Kai will just put the coins that came from the people, he'll put it on the table and say, take as much as you want, and then we'll take the rest.
He kind of looks at the money. You didn't steal this, did you?
This came from the people that attacked us. So
Okay.
less stolen than I suppose, recovered.
Okay. And I can just take this. What's
Of course.
And he kind of like keeps eye contact with you and like takes like a handful and kind of holds on to it and looks at it. See him kind of counting it. It's another one. He's like, this is like 40. That should cover everything. I thank you. I'm not sure if helping my bar is the best use of your talents and however you got this money.
Kai will smile and he will say, well, truth be told, I would ask a favor of you. Given that these people, how they treated you and your bar, I just wish that you spread the word that there are people who are truly fighting for the liberty of Breland. I'd ask nothing else of you rather than to spread the word that we want the citizens of Breland to be truly free, and that is all.
Yeah, of course. Nobody wants the swords of liberty around. They're terrorists. Nobody wants them around. But I thank you for the money to help me with the bar. And I know you have to be going. I'm not trying to keep you. You have obviously much bigger things to attend to than just making sure my bar's okay. But thank you. And he just kind of goes, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go start kind of getting the wood together to replace the tables and chairs. You're more than welcome to stay. We're not open yet. Go ahead, eat, get ready, and I wish you good luck. And anybody who asks, plus anybody who saw, and he kind of looks up to Flametongue, is gonna remember that they saw you. So your story kind of tells itself.
It's good to be remembered.
He looks up. He was like, "Yeah, I don't think you're gonna have a problem."
I will mutter loud enough to hear, but like not directly speaking to anyone. I'll say, and always I have to watch where I step because don't want to be where she's going. Don't want to be in her way.
It's like, yeah, I would imagine. Plus, your little legs, you might not even be able to get out from under. But so to all of you, once again, thank you. It's been hard, and you see them so often for so long that you kind of lose hope. And just the idea that anybody's out there and cares enough to not let them ruin this country, it means a lot. I thank you.
Kai will go ahead and walk over to the table, satisfied with how everything went, and he is ready to head to Drumkeep when everyone else is.
Okay.
Did you see a moose? What's happening in Canada?
Oh. It's like a sunny day, but there's a thunderstorm. Like it just started like really loudly right outside my window. But I'm like, it's sunny. There's a rainbow and everything. Okay. Crazy weather, global warming.
I was like, hey, Dustin, somebody's casting a spell by you, bro. You okay?
Well, you can see the sunlight.
That's what I'm saying.
My window, and then it's just like, I was like, Jesus Christ. Some druid got angry. Holy shit.
So he steps in the back, and after a couple minutes, you kind of hear like the kind of chopping of wood as he kind of fixes to make like smaller planks out of the logs out back. The pile of food still sits on the bar. There's a couple of tankards of ale and what appears to be like a large pitcher. What would you all like to do?
I'll drink a big old glass of cup of ale for breakfast. Some smoked meats.
Nice. Masaow, you don't
Kyle
eat?
just
Do you eat?
yeah, Kyle will eat some meat as well. He will lay off the drinking just because he had plenty last night for the bar fight, and he can't drink a lot of meat.
Poor bastard, glug. Tenta, Rel, what are you doing? You just get a little bacon, little booze and dipsy do?
I'm not gonna drink. I'm just gonna. We're in like a small town.
Yeah, just a couple of buildings.
I'm gonna tighten up my trench coat, go outside, and just do a little wander around the block.
Okay.
See if any see what's going on in town.
The only buildings are like what appears to be kind of a fishmonger attached to a pier on the lake. It doesn't appear as if any boats have gone out. There's dust on the windows. It doesn't appear as if anybody's actually been inside. Next to that, it seems to be like storage for various size boats, canoes, and the such. There's no boats down at the docks. There's what looks to be, it used to be a general store, also gone and out of business, and then a kind of scattering of huts, probably for the people who used to fish or still fish along the lake. But there's not a lot going on. The Swords of Liberty have really kind of squashed any economic production of this small town.
All
Are
right.
there any other Swords of Liberty in the town?
No.
Well, that's what I was curious
Yeah.
about. If anyone had noticed the drama.
It doesn't look like it. There's not very many people kind of out and about. Everybody seems to keep to themselves. You don't see anybody dressed in the kind of regalia uniform that you've seen on the train and at the wedding and then here at the bar.
Okay.
If they are, they're undercover.
Okay.
3 Swords of Liberty in a trench coat.
Yeah, probably should. I mean, yeah, let's get the fuck out of here.
Okay. You make your way out. It is now the 26th of Eberron, their equivalent of February. So exactly 2 weeks have transpired since this campaign started, just to give everybody an actual frame of reference as to time. You make your way along. You're in the northern part of Breland, so it is definitely not as warm as it was in Rote. It's late winter, coming on spring. Grass is kind of brown. Trees aren't as lush and green as elsewhere, especially even in the Dragon's Wood or further south. And eventually, off in the distance, you spot this fortified town up on what appears to be a hill. It's on the side of the road. It has 12-foot high walls, towers, the whole thing. It is just very, very small. Boom.
Oh, wow, yeah, it is small.
This drum keep.
Yes. Let me find a... We will just give you this token, or we'll put you...
It's not that small.
I'll put you down. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Thanks, man. I try.
Everyone was like, "Oh, look how small it is."
Yeah.
I'm like, "They probably a couple hundred people live, maybe like 200 people live here, depending on how many people live in the castle, you know?
I'm a map shower, not a map grower. All right? It's fine.
This is appropriate for this world.
Yes. Especially like a small town. Like you guys are like you're like in North Dakota of Breland right now. Like you're fucking out there. There ain't shit. So is
there like animals?
It's not like desolate, like of no life. You see birds in the sky. Everything, you know, like you would expect just of this like region.
Is it desert-y weather?
No.
Or is it like
it's probably like 45, 50 degrees, sunny, windy. Scotland. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, yeah, kind of wiry grass, kind of brown, windy, a little chilly.
Mm-hmm.
There's, you know, you're near the water. It's winter.
Okay.
All right.
And the compass symbol is our party, yes?
Yes.
The party.
The party.
The party.
As you make your way, you see the trade road that you've been following that leads straight to Xandrar kind of veers off to the right, up the hill, and to a large gatehouse flanked by two statues that appear to be King Bornell on horseback in, you know, heroic kingly poses. You don't get a statue of you like scratching your ass. So it's gotta be something mighty.
Not yet, anyways.
I mean, if you get enough statues, you might as well.
New campaign objective.
Commission an ass-scratching statue of the king.
Of the party.
Oh, of you guys.
We're setting a standard.
4-person, but 2. That's an installation. That's not even a statue. That's a full-on
no,
installation.
This is gonna be.
There'll be a fountain as well.
Oh yeah. There's gonna be a fountain.
Why not?
I'll be holding my gun up, and water will be coming out of my gun.
Yes.
Take that, Roman cherubs.
Yeah. Are there comings and goings?
There don't appear to be, and for a
always drama,
and for a place that seems like very well fortified, there don't appear to be like guards in the towers, like that kind of dot the perimeter of the property. You don't see anybody walking on the parapets. So either it's super strong that they don't, you know, you can go ahead and fuck around and find out it's not going to work for you. There's no point in us being up here. Or
they're having a staff meeting.
Yeah, you caught them. You caught them during shift change. You don't see anybody like along the walls or anything.
Does it look like there's damage? Was it attacked by monsters?
It does not appear damaged. Everything appears
Okay,
pretty in good shape.
Still could be monsters.
Could be inside.
Okay, well, I mean, let's go to the front and observe and see if we get shot on sight or something.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a fun thing to find out. Why not?
You did take off that cloak, right? That had the grayish colors.
Who?
You?
Oh.
Masaow was wearing Breland.
Oh yeah. His clothes are definitely different color at this point.
All right. So
I'm just wearing a trench coat because I'm cool.
3
Just
kobolds
wearing
in
a
a trench
purple
coat.
wizard robe.
I mean, unless someone specifically asked me not to, I'm definitely displaying the Dark Lantern's insignia on myself.
Oh, yeah. We should probably.
Yeah. Now,
No.
Kai did
Discussion.
kind of set up the story, Helen the Bard, that we took it from a military personnel, so we can still hide it, but hopefully that story has gotten around.
Maybe we could use it as proof that we killed a Dark Lantern. Why would we only have one when there's this many of us? Right?
Exactly.
We
Yeah,
share.
of course. Of
Budget
course.
cuts. Look, man, we don't got badges to go around. All right, we got to hang out together. We get one badge, and then mom says I have to give it to my little brother.
It's like when they're like, oh, "Show me your badge," and then we all take turns holding the same badge,
Here.
and then I pass it to the next guy.
No, it's like Power Rangers. We all just hold it at the same time. Do a super
You're
move.
like jumping up from down low, like I want to touch it, you guys.
I can't hit the badge.
Is the gate open?
It is not. It is very much closed, and there is an older human man manning the gate, as you would
Like
expect.
really old, or just like
Not like decrepit old, but probably beyond like peak fighting age.
accidentally push him over, game over?
There'd have to be some stairs involved. Like he's not just gonna fall from a standing position. But yeah, Old Man River, zip it or I'll break your hip is probably a very valid
60,
threat.
50.
Old Man Rivers.
Yeah, like 50s.
Because we're talking
late 50s.
Okay, yeah. So he's pretty old. Okay.
He's probably still a little spry. He looks pretty good in the getup, but just little snow on the roof, if you will.
Is he like armed? Is he like standing guard?
He's got armor,
Or is he just there?
like a chain shirt, like a helmet. Looks like a long sword on his hip, tabard with a like what looks like a circle with a castle in the middle, in a very familiar shade of Braylish blue.
Grayish blue. All right. I guess I'll walk towards him and casual, nothing going on here, sort of walking kind of, it's all good.
Hi. What's up?
Nothing going on over here, just casual walking. No, just kidding.
I don't know,
total
Chewy, fly
normal
casual.
sentient beings over here. Don't
Just two
mind us.
people being totally normal.
Yeah,
Looks
yeah,
down.
yeah.
All right.
No.
Town's closed. Order of the mayor. Unless you've got official business with him.
The town's closed?
Yeah, the whole town.
Yeah.
Why is the town closed?
Twist.
The garrison's been recalled to Xandrar.
When did it break?
3
What?
days ago.
3 days ago.
So
I've not heard about this. This has not gone through official channels. You can't disclose.
It's
Kai. Oh, sorry.
God.
Go ahead.
Hey,
Well,
don't
I was
start
gonna
talking shit.
cast a spell, but I don't want him to see me cast a spell. So
Do it in your pocket.
Are we just
Well,
gonna
it's-
cast spells on everyone we meet? Jesus
No,
Christ.
Spell hobos.
I was gonna cast a message to communicate telepathically with you all, but I'm standing right in front of the guy, so he would see me like whispering and pointing at you all, and it's not. It wouldn't do what I wanted it to do. So, yeah. Sorry.
He
I
looks
think I
down.
have something wrong.
Who do you serve?
We serve ourselves.
Well,
As does
technically, we serve the Braylish military.
Ah, do you now?
Yes, and
How-
I assume you're still wearing the Dark Lantern badge.
Yeah,
You
let's
said
just
you were
all-
wearing it.
Let's just all hold the badge. The one
That's
badge.
just like, yeah, I'll just kind of
Here.
indicate his badge and
Feels bad.
You can see he kind of bends down.
We're on official business of the Dark Lanterns.
You can see him kind of take a second, looks around from his position, and rears back, and you can see him kind of wiggling his fingers, and all of you get the sensation of like a spell being cast on you. It's not harmful. It's not anything. You just feel the kind of arcane energy.
I point blank shoot him in the face.
Wrong
Guys making me
features
tingly.
now, old
Nobody
man.
casts spells on me.
Who has any magic items on them?
I mean, don't we kind of all?
Okay, but just the ones that you got out of the safe house, yes?
No, those are gone.
Yeah, I just have like
Map 0.
Yeah, I have.
Actually, I guess I don't really have any magic items.
Yeah,
I mean,
you know
I
me, I'm
have
stingy with them.
magical stuff. I have a ring that is magical.
And
I have
that's the one that you got, right?
That's the one I got.
It
yeah.
tracks people or whatever it does. That's what it does.
Yes.
Okay. So you kind of sense the spell being cast. Kai would probably recognize the gesture, the incantation, and maybe even the sensation, depending. That it's detect magic, and you can kind of see him look at everybody.
Old man cast a spell.
Yeah.
Oh.
Kind of look and see what he sees glowing. For dark lanterns, you don't seem very well equipped.
We are equipped as well as we need be. Thank you.
Oh, excuse me, I didn't mean to offend. And you can see him kind of look around.
Offense was taken.
You're gonna need to see the mayor.
Does the mayor have a name?
Yes, hold on.
I want to remind everyone that the Red Owl is either going to Drumkeep or going to Xandrar.
We
And
got
it's very-
what did the note that we got from last week said that the Red Owl was
His arrival is imminent.
imminent.
And
But did it say
it,
where?
it said secure the positions along the road between Drumkeep and Xandrar. So it could be Xandrar, it could be Drumkeep, depending, I don't know exactly which city he's going to, but we know it's the road between them. So it's very possible there's a lot of Swords of Liberty people in these two cities. So we should be careful telling people we're military.
Oh, he was wearing Brailish colors, so this
Ooh.
seems like the easiest way, and that's
Yeah.
why we did that.
Yeah, but like
Raelish colors.
Swords of Liberty still wears Brailish colors. It's just a slightly different.
No, they're different.
Yeah,
It's a different shade.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he kind of looks around. As soon as the gate's down, get in here, and we'll put it back up. And you can see him kind of stand up, and kind of cast out into like just the void around him. Or our thousands of troops will destroy you. And the gate,
what?
the gate lowers. Come on, come on.
Okay, we scoot in. I scoot inside.
I look over at Kai. I'm like, I'm guessing that's a ruse.
And
Yes.
before you're even off the the drawbridge gate, it's already moving back up. You get inside. You look around at a town that seems almost entirely deserted. It almost looks like it is dusty. Off in the distance, you see fields that look like they have not been properly tended to. Everything's gotten a little wild and out of control. The windmill, also in front of you, sits in disrepair. To your right seem a bunch of kind of small cottages and houses. None of them have lights in the windows. And to your left, same thing, as well as a couple of buildings that appear to have like a little bit of light or some indication of life coming to them. The guard comes around to the back side of the gatehouse and looks down to you on the ground. I'll inform the mayor that you're here. He'll probably seek you out. And he points to a place down the way. Yeah, there's an inn right there. Ruddy will take care of you. It's great. And then a couple of other things around. Make yourselves at home if you really are Dark Lanterns, and then I'll send the mayor out as soon as he's available.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yes, just it's getting rough out here, and we don't know who we can trust. And as you can see, the garrison and the town are deserted.
Yes, they seem to be, well, they are being populated now by us for what little comfort that provides.
Yeah, well, it's either this or we keep the gates open and God knows what gets in here. So count yourself lucky. Make yourself at home, I guess. And we'll send the mayor along in just a little bit.
No doubt they fear wild boars, which is why the gate is always closed.
It's worse than that, but sure, we'll say boars.
Yes, you're also afraid of boars.
All right. To your left, you see 4 kind of distinct buildings on a block. They don't appear kind of like the homogeneous kind of buildings from the rest of the town. The one with the red roof appears to be the inn that the gate guy tending the gate mentioned. 3 appears to be a very secure building, bars on the windows, heavy metal door, and the wooden sign just has the insignia of the nation of Breland. Behind it, you see a gold-roofed building in the style of most likely a temple. Behind that, you see almost a barn with a grass ring, which seems weird given that all the streets are cobblestone except for the little farm off in the corner. You hear dogs barking and various animal sounds. And then the building that's 5, you can't exactly see other than to know that it is different than the kind of cluster of houses along the way. So out of everything conveniently numbered, where would you all like to go?
Let's see.
I'll go check out the temple area.
Which is 4, correct?
Yes.
6 looks run down. I'll go check it out. That's
Okay.
my shit.
Okay.
We're splitting up.
Yeah, we're splitting the party. That's why there's so many of us.
Here comes the boars.
I think that's only a Masaow thing. I
Oh,
don't think that's real.
you're gonna get attacked by Masaow boars.
Yeah, I think Masaow's just a
Worms
fucking
in the
weirdo.
ultimate irony.
Is
Can't
there
get
like
no
a
problems.
local tavern in?
Number
you know.
2 is the inn.
I will go to that place.
Okay.
Kai will follow Rail there.
Flametongue to the temple, and Masaow to run down number 6. All right. So you're gonna split off as Rel and Kai go into the tavern. It seems less like a tavern and inn than almost a like a military government building. Everything seems to be low on decor, high on efficiency. Everything's very clearly labeled. It does not have that like sense of warmth or the sense that this is a converted roadside home that people have turned into an inn. It's the commissary or the mess of this military installation essentially. Behind the bar is a half orc, very large, very imposing, missing part of his left arm, and he has a drink in his hand. Doesn't even seem to be paying attention as you kind of make your way. Sorry. Oh God. Oh, how much have I had to drink? I don't know, looks. Are you real?
Hi.
Hey. Oh. Wow. You are real. Oh. Whew. What happened? Is the war over?
There is no war.
All right. It's just I haven't seen anybody in this town in weeks. Like
Yeah.
I just don't understand how'd you get in here?
Oh, we're here on official business.
Oh, okay, cool. The mayor summoned you?
Possibly.
All right. Oh, I'm sorry. What can I get for you?
Well, we may be here for some time. Is this a place, an establishment where one could rent a room
Sure.
or two?
Sure. Yeah. Cool. He kind of goes and fumbles behind a lockbox and just, you know what? Here, obviously, you got in, so I'm guessing you're trustworthy. These are all the keys to upstairs. You know whatever. I don't know. Whatever. He just slides you this box, and inside is a bunch of keys.
Okay. And perhaps, a well-established man like yourself might have some information.
Well, that I can definitely help you with. I know a thing or two.
Oh, you look like the man who would. I was curious as to why the town is in lockdown like this, and why the mayor has sent off the army. Wouldn't it be that you give me your 2 cents?
Well, I know the Sarge didn't send them off. They were summoned. See, this town's kind of weird. It's a military garrison for Breland. He's like, by the way, Corporal Rudiger, at your service. We're the Crown's standing army here in the north, based out of here, able to help wherever. And over the last couple weeks, they've slowly been bleeding us dry and recalling us all to Xandrar. They're not allowed to come back. We're not allowed to call for reinforcements. And so we don't know what happened. We don't know if they're alive. We hear the Swords of Liberty have taken over the town. We've even heard that the Red Owl might be coming to town. I am unable to communicate with anybody, and they've just been gone. And since then, the Sarge won't let anybody in, except you.
Dustin, you're very quiet.
Yeah, has there been outside threats to the town, like outside of,
We hear the swords.
the local political issues. Outside of that, has there been like monster attacks or like a roving band of brigands or something?
We hear there's bandits on the road. They may have been who kidnapped the countess. We've heard some traitors have been killed. We think it's the Swords of Liberty. Sarge will probably tell you that. But
who's Sarge?
Oh, the mayor. Like
the
I
mayor
said,
is Sarge.
we're all British military. But yes,
got it.
Sergeant Garrett Tomrin, in the British infantry. He's the mayor and head of the garrison here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, since this seems to be a somewhat fortified place, is there any place that, like a quartermaster, where we could purchase arms and supplies, perhaps?
Oh yeah, right next door. Tallow would be happy to have you. And depending on what kind of ID credentials you have, she can probably get you a lot. I don't know where you're headed off to. I don't necessarily want to know. I hear dark lanterns. I know not to ask. But she probably take care of you as long as you can prove who you are.
Okay. And last but not least, and I'm gonna, like, I don't know, saddle up to the guy very, military like. I'm just gonna be like, military man. What do you think of the Sarge, the commander? You gotta give it a little,
Good soldier, cares about his men, is handcuffed by the fleeting desires of the young countess. She rules over us. This is her dominion. And so
do the Sarge and the countess have a thing?
Oh no. Oh no. And if he did, good for him, but there's no way.
Insight check.
Totally banging.
Is he telling the truth? Hey, what does he think? No, 9.
He almost laughed at your insinuation, like genuine laugh.
He insinuated it with the weird way he was talking about. All right. Cool. Well, I'm gonna gather my other companions, and we may return here if we end up needing to stay for the evening.
Of course. If you do see the mayor and you need a discreet place to meet outside of the castle, you can always use it here. It'd be good just to have the company.
Okay. Thank you for your time. Yeah. If you hear anything about what's happening or if there's any changes, be sure to let me know.
Of course. Kai, did you want to
That is all.
Do you want to do anything with old Ruddy?
No. I think Kai has learned exactly what he wants from Rel's conversation, so he is content.
What was this guy's name again?
Ruddy.
Sergeant
Ruddy or Corporal Rudiger.
Okay, he's the first to die. No, just okay.
So
we're good.
All right. So what? You're gonna walk next door?
I'm gonna.
Or are you gonna hang out for a minute?
Linger here for a little bit, see if the other guys return.
Okay.
To this place, and if not, then yeah, I'll head over to the next place. Yeah.
All right, Masaow and Flametongue, you're gonna split off from Rel and Kai as they go into the kind of tavern. You're gonna make a left and head north. In between the buildings on your right will be this temple. It doesn't seem designed in like the consistent architectural style of one particular faith. It seems kind of utilitarian to be able to service the spiritual needs of all of the soldiers garrisoned here. Masaow, your place is still up a little bit, so I figured you two would probably walk together.
Yeah.
And as you do, you see four kind of, they look injured. One of them's got like a bandage over his eye. One of them's in a sling. And one of them is on like a crutch. And you just see him like old men in front of the liquor store. They just seem to be hanging out and just kind of generally bitching and agreeing with each other, like as they do it, like blah blah blah. Am I right? Yeah, blah, blah, blah. That kind of thing.
Oh yeah, I've seen it before. The peanut gallery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Are they visibly injured or just like bandaged up?
they're bandaged up. The guy on the crutch definitely seems to like actually be leaning on it. Like he really needs it to support his weight. The bandage guy over his eye seems to have like dramatic head movements to keep up with the conversation. And the guy with the sling seems very like kind of stiff in his body, trying not to move too much as they all just kind of bitch and carry on.
I'll lay on hands whether they want me to or not.
Okay.
Hey.
Okay, Masaow, what?
Oh, I was just laughing,
Okay.
enjoying it.
You appear to be injured, fellow soldiers, and then I'll just walk up and put my hands on their bodies.
Do you have any kind of insignias or anything to show your faith in the Church of the Silver Flame?
On my sword hilt, there's the insignia on them, and that's it.
Is it something that could like probably right by scale because you're huge?
Yeah, I mean it would be probably like that big, like, and there's two of them, one on each part of the pommel.
Okay. And as you reach in, you see one of them eyes get all big, point at your sword hilt. Ah, get away from me, fucking weirdos! God's sakes, you have a 12-year-old girl in charge of your church and in charge of your nation. How did you get in here? And you see them, like, despite their kind of ailments, like, attempt to kind of buck up a little bit. Like, they're feeling a little froggy. How'd you even get in here?
We are with the Dark Lanterns, set on urgent business.
Dark Lanterns, do you believe this shit? They'll fucking let anybody in. Even fucking traitors.
I am no traitor.
I don't like this guy's tone. You know.
You serve a fanatical religion of a foreign land. There is no place for that in our country. How did you even get in here?
They're a lucky Kai, isn't there?
Yeah.
I was conscripted into the army and I live to serve. So I've been serving.
Not even serving as king because he wants to, does it because he's have to. Well, we'll have you know, we serve the king willingly and happily.
As do I.
If you were free of your commitment, you would run like the Thrannish coward that you are. Run back to your high priestess, a girl. Run back to your sovereign, an 11-year-old girl. What a joke. And you can see them
Oh.
like kind of turn their back and go back to what they were doing, like children, like petulantly turning their back to you and seemingly trying to like exclude you from their little injured cool kid conversation.
I'm still gonna try to heal them with lay on hands.
I mean, at this point, Masaw's just there to make sure you're staying alive. He's just hanging back, like, see how this goes.
They're too injured to, like really kind of get away if you
I'll
are
put like a real strong grip on one of their shoulders and then heal them. I can heal up to 20 hit points per long rest.
Okay. Do you want to basically like spread it around?
Yeah.
Okay. The guy with the arm in the sling, you can see, just becomes a little less like stiff and rigid. Like his shoulders go a little more relaxed. You can see him kind of take on a little bit of like a slouch as opposed to like really good sitting posture. The guy on the crutch seems to kind of straighten up a little bit, not so dependent on the cane. And you can even see the guy with the bandage over his eye kind of peeling the bandage back and squinting to see if he can see. Parlor trick. Anybody can do that. Go back to their conversation. Go on, trader. I'd be gone soon. If you continue this healing, you're going to look like us pretty soon.
Wow, truly ungrateful. Masaow is seeing this and is offended. And he'll walk up and say, "You have disrespected the Herald when she chooses to heal you."
We didn't ask to be healed.
No. Did you ask to be hurt? Because you sure seem to enjoy whining like a bitch.
Careful. This is still a Bralish military garrison.
And we are Dark Lantern.
At the mention of that, you see him kind of look you up and down. Flametongue, you got the badge on, yeah?
Yeah.
Is it scaled to your size, or would it be like the same one that everybody else got, and it looks just like...
It's probably just the same one that everybody else
Okay.
gets.
So you can see from their like seated position,
So
kind of
7 feet up in the air.
kind of squint and try to look. Slaps the guy next to him and points to it.
Nothing to say now, huh, big mouth?
Just go about your business. I'm sure whatever rival of the king you're here to kill in the dark by stabbing him in the back is very threatened and is very important. Now, if you'll excuse us.
Masaow will lean in and his eyes will go all white and worms will start to come out of his mouth. There are worse things than death.
Give me an intimidation check.
All right. Wow, this poor bastard. All right. Let's give it. Look-see. 19.
The worms just fall out of your mouth. Like they keep coming and keep coming. And you can see them like genuinely terrified and as best as they can, like try to bugger off. And you see them head east along the kind of grass ring that is now, off in your view. And they're all gone, and the stairs to the temple are no longer obstructed.
I fix my face before turning back around to Flametongue. There you go, Herald. Clear. And I'll start walking on towards the decrepit barn.
Okay. Flametongue, with the stairs clear, and by this point of standing here and kind of arguing with those guys, you do see that this is kind of a utilitarian temple. It is not to any specific faith. It just seems to be here for whoever would need whatever they call upon their deity for. You want to go inside? You want to?
Is there like a alms box outside or anything like that?
There
Or
is. The lid to it's kind of broken. Like the slot where the coins go is probably a little bigger. Like big enough that somebody's probably tried to reach their hand in.
Why wouldn't you?
Well, I need to. Said I'd give this gold that we got off those bodies to the church,
Okay.
but I don't want to leave them outside if someone's going to steal them. Well, I guess if they're going to steal them, they need them. Well, I mean, that's what I would think. So yeah, let's just leave this gold in that box.
So you're going to take the sack of gold and you're going to pour it into like an old downtown mailbox. And it's just going to sound like a slot machine emptying out. It's going to fill up. Coins are going to kind of spill over.
There's 86 gold.
It's not a big box. It's for poor people. They don't get a run on donations. It's called a charity. It fills up very quickly. And as it does, you feel like this warmth, like internally, like you've had, like a warm bowl of soup on a cold day. Just from the inside, you feel this warmth. Masaow, you feel it as well. Kai and Rel, as you sit in the bar, just kind of hanging out, maybe having a sip or two, you are kind of overwhelmed by this internal warmth of a sensation. Your gods have granted you a boon, and everybody in the party, for 5 temporary hit points.
Hey.
God always needs money, y'all.
Yeah.
So I will say,
in fact,
Kai doesn't technically serve a god, because the Blood of All doesn't really have a god. Does Kai still get the temporary?
Yes.
point?
yeah, 'cause
They
Kai
are for
is
being they're for
chosen
being
to-
affiliated
yeah.
with somebody who has done something to appease their god.
Oh,
Besides, Caius has plenty of spare blessings and attentions for you and anyone else.
and by the way, just in case anyone's wondering, Blood of All, it's not that it's saying that those gods don't exist. It's just saying that, they're more like, mortals that have ascended, that have reached divinity. So it's not really like saying that those gods don't exist. It's saying that those gods aren't,
Which is
naturally
exactly-
divine, that anyone can be divine.
Which is exactly Caius's backstory, but I am never going to admit it. He was a regular dude. that turned to a god, so I'm not
Smoked
gonna
one reefer cigarette, and now you got worms coming out of your mouth. Don't do drugs, kids.
Never inject one marijuana.
Yes. One crack, please. As you donate this money, pleasing the silver flame in your regard, you are overwhelmed by this warmth. You feel more vigorous, more vital, as it were. And the temple kind of gives off like this nice, like dramatic breeze in your face. Yeah. Before like the moment passes and this kind of elevated
Refreshing.
state just seems to kind of wash out, returning to normal.
That was refreshing. I'll bask in that moment for a second, and then I'll follow Masaow.
Okay.
Masaow feels that, and he's like, Oh, what is wrong? My stomach hurts.
All that bacon. So Masaow, you leave Flametongue to go into the temple
Yeah.
to kind of have a little moment, and as you continue on, you hear just a ton of barking. There is an overwhelming smell of animal manure. And you come up on what appears to be a farmhouse barn / kennel with tons and tons of dogs barking and a very elaborate symbol that I did not get. Give me one. It is going to have... Come on, Albert. There we go. It is going to have this symbol above the door.
Is that a fucking hippogriff?
Sure is.
Wow.
These are the people that do dog training, right?
They do
Or
the dogs,
training.
dude.
Amongst other animals, your encounters with their work thus far are the mastiffs from last episode, which were a big hit. Thus, and the king's tigers as well.
Oh, yeah.
Come from here.
Masaow knows that. He's seen the king's tigers.
And
interesting.
like I said, that hangs outside the door. And as you walk up, like I said, it just sounds like a zoo. There's dogs barking. There is just all horses neighing. Larger,
It's a menagerie.
more predatory like creatures like growling and that kind of thing.
Yeah. Interesting. All right. Masaow is going to walk right through all of it and just start unbolting random gates.
Okay.
You will be free. Free, I say, under my breath as I go by and...
As you open all the gates, the animals kind of curiously peek up at you. You find pens for dogs, very similar to the mastiffs you encountered before. Large horses. What appears to be a young bobcat.
Does it have a saddle?
The bobcat.
I mean, bobcats are not that big.
Yeah, and plus it's a little one. It's like the size of like a small Labrador, but we'll fuck up your universe.
Gotcha.
All right, so dogs, horses, the bobcat, and in the final stalls there are 2 griffins. They're just big, massive, majestic. Their wings like furl open as you get to their gates. With all the gates open, not a single animal has escaped. And as you kind of stand there and disappointed at the lack of chaos, a female voice from behind you. That's just how well trained they are. They don't go anywhere unless commanded to do so. I am Masaow Vidalis. She gives you a nice little bow. House Vidalis. I am the head trainer here for this garrison. And who are you? And why are you trying to set my animals free?
Yeah, I was simply giving them the option, as I would appreciate if someone would do for me. I am Masaow, Herald of Worms.
Kind of looks at you. sees if that's a term she's familiar with, and then decides probably it's best not to ask. I assure you that these animals are very well taken care of. Better than the soldiers who used to live here. They are not going anywhere. And at this point, the bobcat has kind of made its way out, seeing her stand there. And as it walks past you, it, bristles up, low posture, makes its way past. And then by the time it gets to her, it's a loving house cat, like trying to weave its way in between her legs, even though it's pretty significantly large, and she's very clearly kind of swaying with the motion of the cat.
Yeah. Very impressive. Your control over beasts.
It's not just our control. And she kind of points to the dogs. They're the best that nature can make, with a little bit of help from science.
Oh, just remember, both can be undone in a single moment.
That's why we take care of them, and we genuinely love them, so that if those things do fade, they know that we care for them. If it's all the same, I would ask you to maybe get out. This isn't a place where we like to have unauthorized personnel, if you will.
Very well. All things seem to be in order here.
I continue to turn out the best animals to suit His Majesty's needs, and will do so as long as this is my post.
Masaow kind of awkwardly starts to head out, and on the way out, he just kind of looks around and shrugs his shoulders and shuts the door, disappointed secretly, internally. And he'll meet up with Flametongue.
Okay.
Nothing of importance is going on in there. Nothing which needs to be altered.
Flametongue and Masaow, you meet back up. Where would you like to go?
Let's go to...
The rest of the party went to...
Yeah, number 2 is where everybody else is, right?
Yeah, at the bar.
All right, let's catch up with everybody in 2.
Okay.
That seems like we both agree on that one.
Yeah. So they make the... Go ahead.
Are you gonna tell Kai about the can't think of their name, the dragon marked house having animals there?
Yeah, of course.
Because Kai may ask if he can purchase a mask.
There's quite the menagerie up the way.
Why would you need a pet?
It
Reasons.
helps us travel.
Us.
As you've seen, I am a smaller stature, and keeping up during the travels catches up to me. I become more and more exhausted. What's a mere walk to you is like a jog to me, and it would make things much easier on me if I could have a companion to travel with to help ease the burden from myself.
Interesting. Strange concept.
If you were 3 feet tall, you would understand.
Masaw's just kind of looking you up and down and not quite fathoming the difference in height between the two of you affecting you.
Really? It sucks with short legs? Get out of here.
He's like, I don't really... Okay.
I mean, if you say so. Sounds like a lot of complaining to me, bro. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's all hitting his complaints.
And as Masaow explains to the dogs, and Kai explains why he wants a dog, and it's for travel. Out in the street, you hear the kind of rhythmic tramping of troops marching. 4, maybe 5, 6 at the most. Just heavy armored feet marching on cobblestones, getting closer. And the sound stops outside of the tavern, and the same sound can be heard, but less intense. The door opens, and behind it is a sandy blonde, pretty good looking human man, about 40 years old, dressed in an odd mix of like kind of the baggy, ostentatious merchant's clothes, while also wearing a chain shirt, a cape, and a very distinct helmet that you would recognize as being like a garrison sergeant in the Bralish military. He walks in and he looks around, and Rudiger says to him, "Who you looking for, Sarge? You know you don't let anybody in this town." I just wanted to make sure. No, can't be too careful. Are you? He looks around. Are you the Dark Lanterns?
Of course we're the Dark Lanterns. Who else would we be?
He kind of straightens up real quick, looks at everybody. Flametongue, are you going to be standing or sitting?
Standing.
Okay, of course you are. He kind of looks at Masaow, Kai, Rels, like kind of looks you up and down. If you're Dark Lantern, why is she the only one with the badge?
Because she is the largest and deserves to carry the badge.
I'm going to use my authoritative presence.
Okay.
Oh,
And I'm just going to say,
I'll hide mine for you.
I'm going to stand up and point at the Sarge. Sorry, just
You're
took a bite of pizza.
You're good. You're good. The role play took your moment. Chew your food, though.
And say, do you question how we do business? One of us has a Dark Lantern emblem. Shouldn't that be enough?
Well, yes. I'm sorry. I don't deal with the higher command too much, especially of late. And he's gonna kind of gather his stuff together, walk over to the door, and you can see him look to Rudiger and kind of nod his head. And Rudiger is gonna kind of look around and take the hint, disappear into the back. And as he does, clicks the door shut, turns back to you, and that's where we're going to take our break right now. Yes. Sorry.
Manny.
Yeah, look, man, that's how it works, man. Pay attention. We've been doing this for more than a year. Narrative beats.
And every time I'm like, oh, God, why?
Right. It is currently 8:32. We're going to take about a 10-minute break, and then we'll come back and find out what the Sarge/Mayor's intentions are.
Yeah, better.
To my players, as always, all of you guys, thank you for being here. To everybody watching, thanks for tuning in tonight. We'll be back in about 10 minutes, and you can find out what's going to happen. But yeah, we'll be back in 10. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you on the other side. All right, we are back, and all well rested. Short rest for our party in real life. Before we went to the break, the party had met up at the equivalent of the inn and tavern, more of a kind of a commissary for the military installation at Drum Keep. They were approached by a group of soldiers at least. A man walking in, identifying himself as the mayor and sergeant, head of the garrison, walks in, dismisses the bartender, turns around, locks the door. As he turns, he starts going to the windows and closing the shades on the windows, blacking out, can't see anything on the outside happening in the streets. He walks over and he sits down at the table. If you are Dark Lanterns, who is your commanding officer?
Oh shit.
Kai is here for this one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
we're
all
all-
you're all at the bar.
So Kai will say, we report to Lieutenant Torfin.
Torfin, that's right.
Tell me something distinguished about this Lieutenant Torfin.
Fire.
Yeah, Torfin's the one the fire one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
she loves fire and is burned all over.
Kai will kind of get like an annoyed. No, you can hear the annoyance in his voice when he says, "You're aware that there's constantly attempts to spy into the Dark Lantern's business and into the military. Are you trying to spy? Or are you trying to gather intelligence? We keep answering your questions, but it never seems to be enough."
Underneath his coat, he kind of pulls it to one side, and you see a Dark Lantern badge on him.
You're a Dark Lantern just like us.
I am here as Torfin's eyes into the happenings at Xandrar, just to keep an eye on it, the Countess, the border, all of these things, and he's just, I worry about her. She's young and just coming into her own, and ever since she found that strange god of hers, she has been entertaining guests in Xandrar that I do not feel comfortable with her entertaining. I know that she saw the Red Owl not too long ago, and I worry that that meeting has allowed this Swords of Liberty to take over Xandrar and kidnap the Countess.
Well, right now, our objective is to go there and to deal with these things directly. I'm like losing my voice. And so, but we were on the obviously we were passing through the area, and we had heard notes that things were not that things were unusual in the area, so we thought we would take a peek in here before we headed over there.
I'm glad you did. She recalled my entire garrison not too long ago, and I haven't heard from them, not a single one of them, either in person, returning. It's only 2 days walk from here. Not a spell, not a message, nothing. And that can mean only two things. My men have been captured, or my men are dead.
Have we seen
So
evidence of this, guys? Have we seen? We've seen plenty of dead people on the way here.
that's true.
Yeah, in fact, I think that's where we got some of the gold from, wasn't it?
No.
That's
And
the gold that I gave to the church. We got
Oh,
from dead people.
yeah.
Yeah.
no gold.
Do we have any clues as to like where these attacks are coming from? Or is it just like Xandrar is like taken over or the Swords of Liberty have taken over Xandrar and it's like hostile territory?
We believe they came by water.
By water.
Xandrar's on the water. Let me go ahead.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
The river town.
yeah, you can see it butts up against a river. It's got a pretty large port. We think they came by water. We're not really sure where. If you really think about it, Xandrar is almost the perfect place given how far it is from the capital. It's a great staging ground with not much between there and anywhere except this garrison. And I know they're there. My men not coming back tells me that they're there. And the only reason why they haven't attacked this garrison is because they know that I can notify Rote in an instant. And that would bring the full weight of the military up here.
So when we go to Xandrar, we're gonna need to be undercover.
Yes, if the reports of them taking over the town are true, you're not going to be able to get in unless you either sneak in or find some way in. The gates are closed.
Well, it's a good thing I have a disguise kit. Yeah. But no, okay, good. Well, do you have any information about how we could get into the town undercover? Like, is there a secret entrance or like a poor side of town or something that somewhere where we could like get in unknown like?
I haven't put it in yet. I'm going to show you a rough version of it. It's not going to, you'll see a different one eventually.
It's a map that someone drew up, so it's got mistakes.
It's not going to be numbered for when you get there. Is basically the answer.
I'm in lore explaining why it's not a perfect map.
So he's going to bust this out.
Holy smokes! Makes sense. It's a bigger town. Cool.
He's going to kind of show. Let me do this with the pointer thing. He's like, all along here, there's walls. It's like the walls end right at the shore. So he's like, you can kind of sneak your way in from the water, or if you can maybe get in through this gate.
Well, it's a merchant town. We could pretend to be merchants, or we could just stick with the tried and true and be adventurers. Mercenaries for hire. Maybe the Swords of Liberty are looking for more recruits. I mean, if the town is taken over, then it's fair to say that most likely the people checking people at the gates and stuff like that would be Swords of Liberty folks. So we could use that as an angle. Adventurers looking for work,
Mercenaries.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be too hard to believe. Another option for us would be to pretend to be merchants. I mean, it looks like we've got a guard already. I point out how big you are, and we got a smart guy as accountant. I'm the face, obviously.
You need a really big cloak.
I will say in any case, we will need to display complete devotion to
Yes.
Breland,
To what?
no matter to Breland.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
They are, of course,
sure.
their tyranny over, or their terrorist attacks. They won't trust us unless they believe we are truly devoted to Breland. Not necessarily the people, but the idea that they cling to of Breland.
Yeah, sure. That's fine. That's fine. Do you have any information? Has any like spies or any one gathered any information about where the Countess might be being held, or where their leaders might be, or like any hints? And is there anyone important in town that we might be able to contact who might be still there undercover, or might also themselves be in tough times?
It's like, you work for Torfin. You know who else works for Torfin? That changeling's got to be in that town somewhere.
Okay.
He's doing Torfin's work. His relationship with her is different than ours is. He does the dirty work for her to allow us to abide by laws and treaties and such.
All right.
So he should be in town. I didn't even think of it. You're that party that Torfin sent after the money, yeah?
Yeah, this is an ongoing investigation that we're working on.
She thinks you're dead.
Investigation.
That's part of our.
Excellent.
Sorry, what? It's someone talking to me.
Yes, I said that's excellent.
Oh, yeah, that's the plan right now. We want that so that we can sneak in undercover, because otherwise, it'd be too obvious.
Well, we have confirmed that there are spies within the Dark Lanterns themselves, and we wanted, so if you would please not report back.
Sure.
We know there is a spy in the Dark Lanterns, and we can't risk being uncovered. So
There's a lot of ins, there's a lot of outs.
Of course. And you can see this kind of like camaraderie in the eyes. This idea that you are like 5 spies sitting in a closed off room with the curtains drawn, like talking real spy shit, and like he gets this kind of glint of happiness. He's a little older. It's probably been a while since he probably really did some like real hardcore spy shit. And you can see him like instantly kind of click into the mentality. Oh yes, of course we operate in the shadows, bringing light to the darkness. Why? Our commanders don't need to know what happens. Sometimes this benefits them. All that matters is that we're doing the work to keep Breland the great nation that it is. Cass will be there. He's going to be your best bet. I don't even know where my men are. And he looks up at Flametongue. I have something. I'm sorry we don't see a lot of Goliaths around here, so we don't really prepare for them. And he like pounds on the table real hard, flicks over his shoulder a little bit, the door unlocks, and like just as the lock clicks, it opens, and in another like soldier's arms come 4 blue cloaks.
Blue cloaks.
Not your blue. The
other blue.
The stabby train and bar fighty shade of blue.
Lords of Liberty.
These will help, and he looks at Masaow and Rel. these will help you just fine. My little friend, I'm sure, with some creative folding and the such, we can get you together. You
Rel has a disguise
I was I mean, there's not that many Goliaths in the area, right? Like,
no.
so it won't be that unusual that he doesn't have an appropriately sized one. Yeah.
We could also do the
She'll be
old,
fine. She'll be fine.
sneak in a Wookiee type
Yeah.
situation at the city where I could be in manacles not locked, and you guys have the cloaks on, trying to like escort a prisoner back to the city. I don't need a cloak.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's necessary for all of us to wear cloaks anyways. I don't think all Swords of Liberties are wearing their cloaks all the time or something. But it could be useful. So, I mean, at the very least, like carrying them and just being like, hey, we weren't wearing them right now, but you know,
It's warm
we've
out
got
here.
our
It's
cloaks.
a little dirty, man. I don't want to be. It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
I got a mustard
Are
stain.
they in good state? Like,
They seem to be.
Okay.
They're not
like full of holes and blood, right?
Yeah, they're not covered in blood or like significant like number of holes. Just little tiny
Okay.
holes, normal wear and tear.
Sure.
They did not pull these off
Normal.
like an arrow riddled body. I get hot.
Okay. Okay, we're starting to formulate a plan. So
Yeah.
this works out. This looks like it's good. I think it's best for us to make a move. You know, the longer we take, the longer things have to get worse. You know, so we
Yeah,
got to
agreed.
count us to save and stuff. So, do you have any particular things that need fixing here, or are you okay?
I've been waiting for either my men's return or reinforcements from Torfin that I never saw or ever met.
Sorry to cut you off. So your men went to Xandrar
Yes.
and they haven't returned.
No.
How long ago was this?
They started being recalled a couple of weeks ago with the attacks on the royal family. The Countess felt a little more comfortable with a little more kind of show presence of guard in town. And over the last couple of days, they've been trickled out. And just about 8 days ago, she ordered all of the garrison to be stationed in Xandrar. And from what we believe, then left town on some errand. We lost track of her. And then just a couple of days ago, we found out that she has been kidnapped.
Okay. I don't like to, I just like to be pragmatic, but there is a chance your men are dead, or that
There
there's
is a
Swords of
chance.
Liberty.
There is a chance that they are dead. If the numbers of Swords of Liberty in the streets and everything is true, especially the presence of the Red Owl, I would guess that they are dead. They didn't go down without a fight, but I don't think that they've made it.
Okay, well we'll look into it when we're there. I'm sure we'll figure it out one way or the other. You mentioned the Red Owl. Have we or you made any contact with the Red Owl? We have it on good authority that they're operating in the area, in this like northern province, northern part of the country. we're keeping an eye out for them, but obviously they're elusive.
We believe the large staging of Swords of Liberty in Xandar is that they are prepared for something big and something showy. So the Red Owl can stand up and really announce their presence. And even if they don't succeed, we worry that just this demonstration against the king could destabilize this nation and lead to dangers for everybody in Corvair.
I have a quick question, just because I can't really remember. Are the Red Owls, are they affiliated with the Swords of Liberty?
The leader of the
Do we have that information?
The leader of the Swords of Liberty is called the Red Owl.
Oh, okay. So it's not a faction per se.
No, it's a person.
It's a person. Okay, that's what I was missing.
The Countess mentioned that the Red Owl had come to see her when He's
done it. I think of him as an idea now and not a person. Oh my God, he's gotten to me. No, just
she had come to see the Red Owl had seen the Countess and offered her like a deal, a place in the new world order, blah de blah. And
Okay.
I believe had also come to the Prince of Seer as well. You would have overheard that in your little kind of your meeting while you waited to get the crown prince.
Well, I'm gonna stand up and extend my hand and say thank you for your information and your help. I hope that we can produce some results that will make your life a little bit better.
Anytime Breland is protected, my life is good. Brothers, sister, bring light to the darkness. Kill the Red Owl and rescue the Countess. We cannot have nobles of this nation kidnapped and held hostage by terrorists.
Yes, that is definitely reasonable. And I'm gonna since I was holding my hand out the whole time, I'm just gonna do that thing where I awkwardly brush my hair with my hand, oh yeah, that's brushing my hand. It's okay. Yes, of course, yes. For Breland, woo. Have we? Okay. Should we do we need to what time is it?
It's a day, so it's early evening. It's probably just about to get dark.
Okay. Should we travel under the cover of night, or should we just take a long rest while we're in a tavern?
That is a good question. Well, a long rest is like 24 hours, bro, isn't it?
Yes. So it would be, I don't know where you are resource-wise, but it would just advance a day, but you'd have full resources depending. You haven't had a long rest in a while, right?
No, not really.
Well, I think the second time we played, or third time we played.
You did it on the train. I know that.
Yeah, that's because we were traveling for weeks.
Yeah, travel's the only time.
Or not
you've
weeks,
really got,
but days. But
travel's the only time you've gotten one. So yeah, it would be kind of late evening.
If we have
7,
a
8
cart,
o'clock.
And we're traveling, and we're just resting and walking, and assuming nothing happens, could that be considered a long rest?
Yes.
If we have time to
because we
not
talked
strenuously travel.
Right. We talked
right?
about it that the idea we talked about it in session 0 that the idea would be that if you needed to tail somebody in town, as long as you basically didn't fight, your movement chasing them or moving about the town, with the major caveat obviously being unless you get into combat or something to be determined, that would obviously be considered strenuous. But yeah, you don't have to just sit around the house with your feet up waiting for a day.
Yeah, for 24 hours, obviously, because we would never do that. So we would never long rest in that case.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm down along.
and
with
how long
you, sure.
how long is it the travel? It's like a day and a
It's
half?
2 days from
2
here.
days? 2 days. Okay.
That's nothing, dude.
Yeah, if we just
We walked across the entire north.
yeah, if we just walk, no rush and head there and take it easy, yeah, it should be fine. I mean, yeah. So I think we'll rest for the night and then
Okay.
start early morning and just begin a non-stressful walk along the road towards Zandrar. No, we're not sneaking. We're not. Oh, it's all good. We're just heading to Zandrar.
Emphasis on leisure stroll. Got it.
Just casually walking here, no problems.
Okay.
It's all good.
All right. So mechanically, you were going to take a short rest to the morning, and then do the road, and then should nothing arise, use the first 24 hours of travel as a long rest. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
That's pretty perfect.
Oh, before we leave town, though, I'd like to go to the quartermaster.
Okay.
Yeah.
You need a thing.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just asking him if he needs a weapon or something.
Not specifically. I'm looking for more bullets.
Ah, there you go.
All right.
Because they're pretty expensive. Because they're rare and guns aren't
you have a
common.
backpack of gold, right?
No.
Dragging around.
No.
Just this bag of random things that clang together
It's
that
more-
seems to
it's
be
more
kind of
that-
heavy.
It's more that most people don't I assume like barely 1% of the population of this universe or planet has guns, like handheld guns. So like they are a rare construct of magic and particularly rich people. So I have to I need to find somebody who has bullets or at least the materials and then make my own. If I can't find them, maybe I can find the materials to make some.
Okay.
I mean, it shouldn't I assume that within a 24-hour period I could make 12 bullets or something in casual time. It's not as long as I get the materials. I've got the tools, so it's not
we can build them. We
weeks
have
to
the
make bullets.
technology.
Yeah, I have the skill
Tools of the
and the
trade.
magic.
All right. So after a couple minutes, the Sarge tells you that he's basically going to turn over the tavern to you, everything in its stores for the night, that it is best for him and for you to not inform each other of your departure, plausible deniability. And he shows you in the back storeroom a trap door under what appears to be a giant wine cask, one of those ones that's the size of a table, that it slides out, and underneath is a tunnel system that leads out under the walls and out into the countryside, so that you can essentially just go whenever. You don't have to click out the gate, none of that, just out you go.
Okay. For this place.
Yes, it will lead from this inn out under the walls of the city and out into the countryside.
That's awesome.
Fancy.
Does anybody have anything else they would like to do before settling in for the night?
I don't think so.
I want to try to buy the master, but that can be a between weeks thing. If
Yeah.
that,
I just looking for bullets. I want preferably if I could find 12, that'd be great, but as many as I can get, probably.
Okay. Are you gonna do this now? Do you want to go? You want to go to the kennel and you go to the quartermaster, or is that something you're gonna do in the morning, or are you guys gonna literally dipsy do out the back door?
I would probably do it now.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems like this is a good time to do it now before it's too late.
Okay.
But yeah.
Um.
And then it's too early.
Okay. Kai, you have like genuine intentions of purchasing a dog right now. Yes.
Yeah.
You would be taking your bag of money with you. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. All right. So you're gonna make your way up. Probably a little happy. You love dogs. You're on your way to the House Vidalis kind of center in town. Very beautiful woman. Looks down at you. Can I help you, my friend?
I would like to adopt one of your mastiffs.
Our mastiffs are quite sought after. The garrison even has a few on its own currently out in the countryside looking for bandits. Unfortunately, these all belong to the garrison. And she kind of flicks her fingers and the little paddocks open up and two of the mastiffs kind of come out, regard you curiously, and kind of slowly make their way up to you. And they look at her and they start to bark. Big, vicious, deep. Woof, woof, woof. What do you do?
I will kind of put his hand out like this. You know, not like going under, but like this to let them smell his hand. Yeah, I guess he's kind of reaching up even with dogs. But he's going to sort of like do this. It's slowly. He's not going to make any fast movements or anything.
Yeah.
But try to get, going to try to get a little more acquainted with them. Let them, get a scent in and everything like that.
Give me an animal handling check, please.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to fail, but it is a 5.
Damn, dude, have you ever seen a dog before?
So it looked like it was going to be a 15. If you go by like how the dice lands and meaning you, I thought it was a 15, and then it showed a 5. So
the dogs continue to bark. They don't make any like quick aggressive moves. They continue to bark. One of them sits there like neck kind of bent down as best it can to look at you at eye level. Not that like stare at the dog and establish dominance. This dog is not having that shit. As the other one kind of makes its way towards the bag.
He knows that this lady's not going to have the dogs attack him or anything. So he's, pretty much zero fear in this moment. The dogs are well trained and he knows that he's not in any real danger. Not as like if this were happening in the wild, he would be scared, but in this environment he's not worried. And he's going to say, I require the use of a mastiff, not only on behalf of my service to the Dark Lanterns, but also as a companion. I, with my small stature, have difficulty traveling and taking care of the king's needs, and it would greatly help me to have one of these fine specimens to be by my side during my journeys.
Give me a persuasion check with advantage because that was pretty compelling. That was a pretty compelling argument.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm almost wait just to give it to you.
So I rolled 2 10s on the advantage, so 11.
Okay.
So,
While I completely understand your needs, Master Gnome, unfortunately, as I have said, these are highly sought after. The best I could possibly do would be to get you a puppy, perhaps, that has just begun its training, but it would not be available for perhaps weeks.
I could agree to that.
She kind of sees the dog barking at the gold. If you weren't Dark Lanterns, I would ask where you got this, as I know enough about you. It tells me to not ask. And she holds her hands out, expecting you to just give her the bag.
I will hand her the bag. I figure she'll pick out however much gold she needs to.
She picks it up and kind of gives it like a kind of weight test to see how much it is. How much do you believe to be in here, Master Gnome?
We thought there was 1,000
Something like
in each
that.
bag. Yeah. So that's what he'll say. He'll say it should be roughly 1,000 gold pieces.
Master Gnome, I would put this to you. His Majesty pays tens of thousands of dollars, or of coin, for his animals. Your story has compelled me to help you, and if this is all of the coin that you can provide, I would ask a voucher for a task to be done on behalf of our house. In the future, to use the powers of your office. Yes?
Oh yeah. So I thought you was gonna keep going there. I thought you were just like
No.
thinking. But
No.
yes.
No. Dramatic pause. Done. Very well, Master Gnome. And she reaches in. Scribbles something on a piece of paper. Folds it up. Gives it to you. How will we find you when the time is ready, Master Gnome?
That is a good question. You say the puppy will be needed in 3 weeks.
A few. It depends on what kind of puppy and how old it is, where it is in its training.
Let me consider how you would reach me the best way. You may not be aware, but I'm about to go undercover, so it will be difficult to reach me, though I can always reach you. So how about if you don't have a task for me within the next few weeks, when I pick up the puppy, I will make contact with you every so often.
Very well. should the puppy be ready, I will have it brought here, and then we will complete our transaction. I am sorry for your mobility issues, Master Gnome. I am glad that House Vidalis can reach across borders from other nations to help each other in the quest for good.
No worries. Truth be told, it is but an excuse. I more so feel like I just need a companion on my travels. Of course, it would be useful for my physical needs as well, but in reality, I had always wanted a mastiff to have as a companion.
And
I had always traveled too much to be able to have one, but now I think it's time.
very well, Master Gnome. This concludes our business. I appreciate it, and as soon as you check in again, I shall update you on the status of your mage-bred mastiff, and perhaps seek those in my house who may need a favor done. And I will see you again to complete our transaction.
Very well.
She gives you a little bow, and she goes off. Rel, anybody else go to the quartermaster? No?
No.
Okay. Rel, you're going to walk in. As you walk next door and closer to the building, you hear just this insanely powerful female voice just singing the highest pitched arias, just blasting from inside the quartermaster's building.
All right.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. You make your way inside. It has the bell on the door, like most stores do.
Ching-a-ling.
Ching. What appears to be like a very humble building on the outside, most likely matching the kind of general aesthetic of the entire town, does not belie how incredibly well crafted the inside of the quartermasters is. Everything is polished steel, 90 degrees. A giant cage sits in front of you and divides you from, doesn't appear to be anybody behind the desk, but the powerful singing just resonates. It's even louder now that you're inside.
Yeah, I guess I'll just walk up and just be like, is there like a bell? Ding ding.
You make your way closer to the desk in the cage, the voice getting louder, and just as you reach up and kind of look for a bell, there is a halfling behind the desk, seemingly tinkering with what looks like a pauldron, just one kind of pauldron on this little workstation. And it looks like she is just belting out these tunes as she kind of tinkers on the on this pauldron.
Excuse me.
She like gasps and almost like chokes, like, drink goes down the wrong pipe. Oh my God, you scared me. Oh, I didn't know anybody was in town. Can I help you? And you can see her like kind of put the tinkering tools down and hop up on this little kind of step that puts her on a stool that when she stands on it behind the desk, you both are eye level.
Okay, I'll pull out my revolver and say, I'm looking for some bullets that might fit into this. Yeah, I just put it in her face. I'm like, give me what you got.
She
Cash money, yo. No, I just
and suddenly this episode turns into Snatch. All the doors on the outside close. You're trapped.
automatic machine guns come out of the walls. No, yeah, and I just like I don't know if she knows what I'm talking about, so I just like pull one of the bullets out. I'm like, I'm looking for bullets like this size, or materials that I could use to make them. And then I'm like, I just metal and gunpowder.
As you, the phrasing is going to be so bad for this. As you pull it out, she gasps.
I cock it a little bit. Yeah.
Where did you get that? It's amazing, and you can see like this real sense of like wonder and awe in her face as she kind of like tries to look at it as quickly as she can, but also is a little bit unsteady on her stool.
This is a personal construction of mine. Every part of it was made by hand by me.
She looks at you. She looks at it. You made this?
Yeah. It's I kind of show my dragon mark. It's kind of a gift I have.
Yes. And she lowers the collar on her neck, and you can see just the very top of her mark of making. Don't tell the house that I'm here. I've chosen a life away from all of that.
It's none of my business. I really don't care.
Okay. She kind of looks at it. Let me see what I have. Some of the kind of extravagant research and development for His Majesty has been working on things like this. And you can see her kind of hop down off of her stool. The powerful singing voice returns as she makes her way into the back. You can hear like stuff crashing. It looks like she's just throwing things about out of boxes. And she peeks her head out from behind. Oops, it's not going to really work in frame. Peeks her head out from behind. Can I see it again?
Yeah, I mean, it's still sitting on the counter.
Okay. And she kind of looks at it.
It's like I've opened it so
okay.
She can see that it's a 4-barreled pistol.
And she kind of looks around. She comes out with a couple little things, tries to kind of match size. Hold on, I have something. She goes in the back, and she comes back. May I? She kind of points it. She doesn't want to grab it.
Yeah, but I'm no funny business. I'm gonna keep a really sharp eye on her if she touches my gun.
And instead of like facing you, she kind of turns her back, and over her shoulder, she takes one, and it slides perfectly in. She closes it, perfect. Turns it, hands it to you. If you would like, and she opens up this little bag. This is a modified bag of holding. We use it to test crossbows and all kinds of things. It doesn't damage. It just goes into a demi-plane, never to be seen again. But if you would like to test it, I would like to know that it works.
All right, I'll shoot my gun into I'll unload into that hole.
Okay. We've been dancing around it. We're just gonna go for it now.
Guns.
I was
guns
like, it's fine.
Always,
I know it's all
sexual.
phallus. It is. I got it. I was like, we've been trying our best. We've both been adults. I appreciate it.
As it explodes, I go.
Legs a little quivery.
Oh, no.
Suddenly want to
Anyways,
say. Suddenly want a
I
sandwich.
shoot into the extraplanar dimension.
As you do, it gives you a little bit of a kick.
Should I roll?
No, it's you're
I
shooting.
mean, there's the misfire chance that all guns have in this world.
We'll say it didn't.
All right.
I don't accidentally blow my finger off. Damn it.
I mean, it wouldn't blow my finger off. It'd just destroy the gun. I'd have to fix it. But anyways.
As it goes off, you can see even she's really impressed by it. I knew those would work. And she picks up a box and she's like, I'm sorry, I don't have more. I would
That's all
really
good.
like to know that I helped something like this meet its purpose, especially in these dark times. And she's going to slide you a brass box with 15
Cool.
bullets in it.
I will. Let's see. It's 0.2. So I'd give her. Wait. So I give her like 4 gold pieces.
And she, yeah, it's on the crown. This is the quartermaster's. It's not a store.
Very well. I take the bullets.
All right.
Plus 15.
All right. Is there?
I can shoot some more.
Is there anything else I can do for you?
I don't really think so. We'll just say I gather up the general adventurers traveling supplies and restock our
Okay.
stocks.
Okay.
And then I distribute it amongst the party.
There are 4 potions in there.
Potions.
Healing potions.
Potions of healing. Okay, well, I will distribute them evenly for now.
Okay. For now,
One
I might
healing potion.
take one of them back later. Give me that.
Well, I mean, I think I've only been hit once this whole campaign so far, so I might end up giving mine to somebody else at some point. But
Oh, aren't you so lucky that you've only been hit once this campaign?
The wizard's like all beat up all the time.
I don't think it's luck, but you call it whatever you like.
I'm just playing.
All right.
I know. So everyone, 1 healing potion.
Okay. All right. So
I will put
Masaow
mine in my
and
sack.
Flametongue, while Kai went and adopted a dog, and Rel was shooting at holes next door, like the private dick does.
I unloaded my clip right into it.
What have you two been doing back at the inn while they've been off doing other stuff?
I don't know. I'm guessing Masaw's probably. If we're going to leave, are we going to still sleep and then leave out the exit?
Yeah. I think we would sleep and then leave early in the morning. So that so that we're good.
Okay, well then Masaw's gonna just head up to bed and start doing some ritual stuff before he has his rest.
Ritual stuff.
Same. I'm gonna light
Ritual
is there
stuff.
like a fireplace? in here?
Yeah.
I'll make like the biggest fire I possibly can in the fireplace and pray,
Okay.
and then go to bed.
All right.
Once
Kai.
I've distributed the supplies and stuff, I'll just head back and
Okay.
go to bed.
All right. Night passes. The dogs and the general commotion of the animals next door can be heard throughout the night. Howling, barking, just general animal sounds. Not enough to disturb you or keep you from achieving your full short rest, but it was there. In the morning, it's a little cold and foggy as are you guys getting up like before the sun and really getting out like in the dark, or?
I mean, yeah, it wasn't a long day, and it didn't seem like we weren't partying it up or nothing. So
Yeah,
let's
we'll get
say
up
like,
early.
we're trying to leave
Like
adventurer
5
style
o'clock.
at like 6, 7 in the morning.
I'd say like 5 o'clock. Fuck it, man. We can get out there.
What are you, my dad? Trying to make good time?
As the sun
Yeah.
comes up, yeah, we got to make good time.
Yeah.
Got the kids packed. You better go pee before we hit the road.
Listen.
Don't
we
make me
had
turn this
plenty of
adventure
time to
pondering
get
around.
sleep. We all got full sleeps, so no excuses.
So we're leaving early.
Kai.
All right. Little wizard. All right, so early morning comes and goes. You make your way down the trap door along this pretty long passage. Eventually pop up a little bit away from the road near a dry creek bed that kind of just cuts across the landscape. As you come up, it is just like a trap door with like a bush glued on top of it. So the bush moves with the trap door, and then as you close it, it looks just like a bush well established amongst other shrubbery in the grass. And what would you like to do? The sun is just beginning to peak. It's going to be behind you as you make your way west towards Xandrar. What would you like to do? You're a good little bit away from the road.
Where we pop out.
Yeah.
So what do we want to do when we get to Xandrar? Are we gonna try to sneak in? Are we gonna try to like diplomacy our way in?
Well, let's talk about it once we're on the road.
Gotcha.
And I'm like, yeah, let's get a decent distance away before we, because we still have like 2 days of travel, so we've got plenty of time to talk this out. But I want to get, and then I want to, when we find an area, maybe we're taking like a little lunch break. I want to look around and see if anyone's been following us, if we have any, if I've noticed any tails or just like other people in the area.
As the sun begins to come up, you can almost hear this kind of constant rumble of wagon carts and groups of maybe a dozen or slightly more, but right around that number of like individual humanoids like making their way along the road. You're far enough away that you can't really be seen in the kind of break of day, but you can hear the definite hustle and bustle of things going on the main trade road from the distance that you are.
Okay. So feels safe.
Yeah. I find your answer vague and unconvincing.
All right.
Sure.
Like, okay.
Afraid. Masaow's here to protect you.
No, okay. Well, if nobody's lingering, I'm gonna have a quiet conversation with our little group and just be like, all right, we should come up with a plan. At least all plans are subject to change, but let's come up with a point of attack as we approach this very daunting task. I will also like to say that I had a theory, because I'm a detective and that's what I do. And my theory is that the Countess, I said that there was like multiple options, that like the guards could be dead or that they could have joined the Swords of Liberty or something. There's also another option, and that is that the Countess is with the Swords of Liberty and she ordered them there to become like to integrate them into and that she is not necessarily the mastermind, but is a part of the plan. So we have to take that into consideration when we get involved in this, is that we're kind of going into a situation with no allies, and anyone we try to rescue might not actually be who they say they are, because, you know, this is all a bit like how does a countess get, you know, it's all a little like, so that's where my mind's at. I'm thinking one thing that explains all the unusual things that's going on is if the countess is involved. Now, she might not be, but I'm just putting it out there so that when we get to this inevitable outcome, or potential outcome, that we're not caught off guard.
So should we bring poison?
No. I don't. Well, I mean, I don't have any poison, but I mean, I don't think we're assassins per se. I don't think any of us are trained as such. But
put it in the water, and then we have nothing to worry about.
I mean, nothing to worry about from one person.
From if they all.
But we have a whole, like, potentially a whole city of people that we need to
kill.
Who are you?
Just saying.
Julie.
I felt lizardy for a second there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Did I see? Did your eyes go yellow for a second? Wow,
I can't rage. I can't pick up an axe.
I think that we have two realistic options. The first one is to go in, like I said during our original meeting, and pretend to be adventurers or mercenaries for hire and try and play it low. You know, I mean, I assume that in this world, adventurers and mercenaries are not uncommon.
Well, we don't have driver's licenses and like social security numbers to fuck all this shit up.
Right. Exactly. So, like, that, you know, we have the look of it. Look at us. We look like adventurers, right? Like,
I'm skilled in deception, and I've got all kinds of
and I've got some
abilities. You've got a disguise
as well. Yeah. Like, we can work that. You know, I think that pretending to be Swords of Liberty is very risky in case we encounter anyone who's met us before or heard about us, or more specifically, you know, like, we can't just take for granted that they're going to be like, oh yeah, there's so many of you, we don't know who you are. We're dealing with a terrorist organization, and usually they tend to be in their like major facilities, they tend to be very, like, secretive, and so they'd be very untrustworthy of people they don't know, implying that they're part of the group. We don't really have a foot in on that, so that's why I think that's not necessarily the best approach. The other option is we could just totally, like, try and sneak in, like, go through the water, or pretend to be poor and, like, sneak into the town in a crowd or something like that. So I assuming that our goal is to get inside and learn more.
Well, that is indeed why we're going, is to learn if we are joining or if we are destroying.
Yeah. We got to get in there and find out what's going on, really, before we can make any other plans. So that's my input. I'm welcome to hear others.
It's the only way to really make an informed decision on if we are rebel or empire here. But whoa. Hey.
You know, that's always the choice. Is it law or chaos?
You failed an animal handling check.
How
bro.
dare you try to be neutral good? Lawful or chaos, buddy?
There's no in between.
That's what I think. You know, I initially made Kai neutral, but I definitely think he's leaning more towards chaotic.
I was gonna say, are you? I think I'm neutral.
I was like, this thing has taken kind of heel turn over the last couple of weeks.
I think you slipped into chaotic good.
It's because, you know, like, chaotic and lawful. You know, when you think of chaotic, you think of, like, just doing whatever you want.
Right. Well, I mean, that's, like, in essence, in its pure form.
Is sort of following a code. It's just, But anyways.
But he uses his own means to achieve those goals.
Yeah. But which is
Right.
all I'm thinking that he's leaning towards chaotic. But when I was first, because I spent like 2 minutes thinking about the alignment. Like I wrote his backstory and everything. It's like, what's his alignment? Neutral.
Times change. Those emotions are
Yeah.
boiling up.
It's called
you're getting
character. It's called character
feelings.
growth.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely think he's chaotic at this point.
I mean, that's growth. All right.
Excellent.
Okay. So if we do
chaotic.
decide not to try and affiliate ourselves with Swords of Liberty, we should probably get rid of these clokes.
I
That'll
say
be
we
pretty
use them.
suspicious. Now, if we decide to be Swords of Liberty and try to pull that off, then these will obviously be very helpful. But it's
I say we pretend to be mercenaries.
I think it's always easier to pretend to be something that you sort of are than it is to be something that's totally different from what you are. Like that's spy 101.
Yeah.
Don't you
you never
people
know
always
if
think
they're
like,
like-
oh, be a spy, you're gonna put on a crazy outfit and do all these things. It's like, no, you're just drawing attention to yourself. You want to be not noticeable.
Well, and
We are kind of noticeable, so we're gonna be the most obvious not noticeable people, adventurers.
I agree. And remember, while it may not end up benefiting us, we did kind of sow a seed with the bard to tell of how we overcame a
Right, we need to get there before all this news travels that a group of adventurers is killing Swords of Liberty, right? Like we need to. It's a little slippery. We're gonna be dancing on thin ice. So, but I think that if we just play cool, I mean, we'll just
agree.
have to, yeah.
We'll play it cool. Also, Masaow's a master of deception, so
Yeah.
we'll get some.
Well, except for when he's creeping everyone out.
Well, that's also something he's very good at.
I'm very sneaky and perceptive. I'm good at investigating and I'm good at reading people. That's what I'm good at.
I'm good at being creepy and being smart.
I is good at knowing things.
Yeah. And I
Who's
know
good at
that you're
swinging my
wrong.
sword?
So I say we do dress up as mercs and go with that.
I'll let one of you guys be in charge of the one Dark Lanterns insignia that we still have left.
Oh yeah, here.
I wish we had a bag of holding, man.
Hand me that thing. I got it covered.
Okay. Masaow's got the charm.
Masaow swallows it.
Oh Jesus.
Okay.
We still have like 36 hours before we get there, right?
Don't worry, it will be there.
Oh.
Okay.
I ask no questions.
I was like, now I have to make this happen just because I want to see how this comes about.
Oh boy. It's
Alright.
not like sharp or anything. He didn't like get cut up on the way down, right?
No.
Doesn't
Okay.
matter.
Oof.
You didn't see me put it in a worm mouth, but that's where it went.
Okay, all right. I didn't want to see.
No, of course you don't. No one would want to fucking see that.
Fact.
Okay, well that's taken care of. I'll say that at some point when we're like setting up camp or something, maybe at the night when the night comes around and we're set up like, should we hide or burn the cloaks that we have? Because I don't think carrying these around is good.
Hey, we could probably just leave them here at.
Yeah, we should
could-
hide them.
Leave them in the
Well, we
underground tunnel.
We could just leave them here, and this is just, hey, someone that's an abandoned campsite, and someone forgot their cloaks. I mean, it's not like this is going to get traced back to us. I'm just saying we don't want it on our person.
Yeah.
Like if we burn these or discard them or whatever, it would take some kind of miracle for somebody to track us down for something this insignificant in the middle of freaking nowhere.
Hey, you dropped this. I've been chasing you for 2 days. Thank God.
Fuck off! Fuck, bam! Shoot him right away.   We- Wouldn't even get to finish a sentence. But no. I, I'm very sneaky and perceptive. I'm good at investigating, and I'm good at reading people. That's what I'm good at. So if we decide not to try and affiliate ourselves with Swords of Liberty, we should probably get rid of these cloaks. Yeah, so I'll gather up the cloaks and I'll hand them to uh Flametongue, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna hand them to you, and I'll say I'll leave this you choose. I trust your judgment on this. Discard of these, and then I don't really like on my person. I don't have anything that particularly identifies me as, but I am going to on my bowler cap and my vest are colored like the colors of the British military. I am going to remove those and discard them. I'm just gonna, I don't know, toss them on the wayside
Okay.
so that I'm just wearing a black button-up shirt, my trench coat, and my black bowler hat.
All right. Flametongue, what are you gonna do with the cloaks?
We'll just leave them here at the campsite.
Okay.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'll be very sad about discarding my nice vest, but it's fine. It's fine. I'll survive.
It's all right.
I won't get Bralish military colors next time.
Stupid color coordination.
Ugh.
All right. So your night comes and goes. You find a place to leave the cloaks. The water that butts up against Xandrar can be seen off in the distance as the sun comes up the next morning. The road traffic you can still hear. The fog has burned off on this day, and it's pretty clear. Late winter morning. And you can see the travel now on the road in the distance. Everybody give me a perception check, please.
Oh, percepting.
Oh, perceptive. Am
I got a 12.
Okay.
I?
I got a 6.
Okay.
Oh, we didn't see shit.
Man, you guys are not morning people. Heard.
Oh, we are
13.
not. 10.
Jesus.
I mean,
I'm genuinely disappointed in all of you. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
I'm sorry, man.
That's fine.
Oh.
It's just, man, none of, like seriously, I can't give you guys any real information with a 13. Are you fucking kidding me?
That's okay. It's okay.
So
We'll
you,
survive.
like I said, you do see quite the bit of activity off in the distance along the road, traveling to and from Xandrar. Just a constant stream of traffic, just kind of moving, like I said, like quite steadily as you travel on the second day. You make your way still in the field. You guys staying off the road like intentionally?
Oh yeah, staying off the road intentionally.
Okay. So you're a couple hundred yards in. Occasionally, there are trees or something to obscure. It's not like you're just on like a flat, like flat area of grass and you're just way over there doing your own thing. There's trees and shrubs and land features and all this other kind of things that keep you like hidden. If nobody knows to look for you, they won't see you making your way along. The dry creek bed just kind of weaves in and out, seemingly almost parallel in its general track towards Xandrar. And as you kind of make your way late morning, early afternoon, the town really coming into view. It's probably just a couple of hours away down a hill before you get to the kind of outer areas and the walls. And somewhere from deep in the dry creek bed, you hear, "Help! Help!"
Like coming from the woods?
Along like the creek bed that you're kind of walking and following. It helps you kind of keep track with the road when you can't see it.
I'll go check it out.
Okay.
Yeah,
Follow.
very carefully.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Boom. Along this dried creek bed, so you follow the sound of like a kind of labored and hoarse cry for help. You come across, looks like a merchant dressed like the one that you encountered right after you got the money along this recent part of your trip.
Oh,
A trader
my friend.
a trader kind of went by and you were very whatever. You
He's my
recognize
friend.
you recognize the outfit as like essentially a House Orion caravan trader. They're the UPS guys of Eberron. He's got like the whole ensemble from the family that you're familiar with as somebody who like delivers goods. And he lays in this creek, and you can just hear help, help.
He's laying in the creek.
The creek bed, yeah.
Is he injured?
Give me a perception check from, let's see how far. Yeah, give me a perception check. 75 feet's not that far.
Ugh, gosh. 7. I'll roll above 10 this. No, I probably won't.
I was
Because
gonna say,
the
I
day's
was like,
basically
yeah,
over.
all right, y'all, session's going till like 11:30 just until
Yeah,
Rel
so
gets like a
Dustin
good
can roll
roll.
above 10. Yeah.
It looks like there's maybe an arrow or a crossbow bolt sticking out of his
Okay.
chest.
Oh Jesus. Okay. I'm gonna immediately scan the area and see if I see anyone.
Give me a perception check.
Yeah, let's. I'm like, I saw the arrow and then I didn't even look at the guy.
Rock it out.
There we go. 19.
Wow. From here, you can see him looking towards the west of the map. That his head seems to be scanning between like 2 points over there, still unaware of your presence.
Wait, sorry. There's a what standing over there?
It's the trader in the ditch. Is looking at 2 points, like in his point of like from where he's like lays. He seems to be focusing between 2 points. This tree and this tree.
He's looking in between those.
Ambushers.
Okay.
That's fine.
Oh jeez. Okay. I will follow instinct. I'm going to run up to this rock. Is it a big rock?
Yeah. It's probably
Okay,
6
like
to 8
enough
feet.
that like I could.
You would have full cover standing up behind
Okay,
it.
cool. Okay, cool. I'm gonna dare and I'm gonna look in the area you indicated. Like, see, wrong tool. But yeah, like in the area that you indicated, I'm gonna see if there's anyone in. I'm gonna keep my eyes there and. Yeah.
Okay. Masaow, Flametongue, Kai, as Rel kind of posts up on this rock and starts to look in the tree, what would you all like to do?
I go up to the rock and start looking in between where the rock and that plant or that tree is.
Okay. More or less where Rel's looking, seeing what the trader's looking at too.
Same direction, but I'm looking from the other side of the rock.
Okay.
I is going to stand close to Rel and Masaow, but he's going to mostly trust them as he watches behind So they're looking towards this area. Kai is going to look behind them and make sure they're not getting flanked.
Okay.
Drawing too many lines.
I want to start moving to the other side of the creek.
Okay. All right. Rel and Kai.
You're the only one with healing, by the way, if this guy needs healing, if he's genuine.
Yeah.
Rel and Kai, give me investigation checks, please.
Yeah, I'll look real close. 22.
19.
Ooh, there we go. In the trees. Hold on. I gotta get the right tool. You see two swords of liberty seemingly waiting in ambush.
Trickery.
We don't.
With your high scores, they're not really aware that you see them.
Okay. From. Oh man. Do we get involved? Okay, I'm just gonna say. The man in the creek, has he noticed us?
Definitely is going to have seen Flametongue making their way up the creek bed.
Okay. I will wait and let Flametongue tend to the man.
Okay.
But I'm going to keep my gun trained on the ambushers.
Okay.
I'll aim at the farther away person since I'm accurate like that.
Very cool. All right. I'm going to give everybody. Let's go around one more time. Rel's going to have seen the Swords of Liberty and kind of, I imagine subtly, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just got like kind of like, I'm just like standing there like casual, but I'm really like holding out, I'm like fingering my gun.
Okay. Masaow, I'm going to give you like one more kind of action here, and then Flametongue, I'm going to give you one more, and then we'll see where it goes from there.
Right. So the general consensus here, guys, is that we are eliminating these two, huh?
I mean,
we
don't have time to talk, do we?
They're
really.
not helping this guy, so I'm gonna assume that they're harming him.
That's fair. I'm going to assume under the same.
Yeah, I'm just assuming we're helping this guy, and I'm keeping an eye on those guys. I'm hoping that if we just help them and walk away, everything will be fine.
Okay.
Can you?
Because this could be a trap just to test allegiances and stuff like that. That's what I'm thinking.
That's where Kai is thinking as well.
Yep.
Oh, really? Okay, well then, shit. I'm just gonna hunker down for mine, and stay down behind this rock for my turn, and wait until something happens before I jump out and do some shit, I guess.
Like, I'll defend my companion, but other than that, I'm going to let things play out.
Okay. Flametongue, you seem to be the kind of catalyst here.
The healer.
Everybody seems kind of hunkered down, maybe readied for an action as you make your way up the creek bed. The injured Orion trader absolutely sees you. I mean, you're massive, and just the kind of motion as they see you, they turn and you can see 3 arrows like in the chest.
What?
I'm going to use my channel divinity to let's find it.
Burn him like the heretic he is.
Yeah. To imbue the power in my weapon, so it glows, and I get bonuses on my chance to hit damage. And then I'm going to move over to this side of the creek. That's it.
Thanks to my buddy DM Studios for the raid. We appreciate it. To everybody here, welcome. Welcome for the tail end of our show. We really appreciate you all stopping by. Thank you. All right, so you're going to make your way to the other side of the creek. The trader continues to kind of, help. And you can see this kind of moment of like excitement that somebody's coming to help them. And then at the same time, disappointment as you cross the creek bed up to the other side. Wait. And as you make your way up, they are all going to dispense with the ruse and hop down out of the trees. They're going to look, they're going to look right at Flametongue up here. We hear you and your friends like to go into bars and throw our brothers around.
I shoot.
Let's see if you can throw us around.
Bang it.
And we will leave it there for the evening.
Oh, man.
I know. I'm terrible. Chaotic Neutral Chickadee and the Burt Coin, thank you for the follow. You guys showed up just in time to watch the cliffhanger at the end of the episode. All right. So, yes, episode 9, really running into the season finale here for Tranquility's Twilight. The party just a few hours away from Xandrar, where everything's been building to thus far. We'll get there, obviously, next week. All right, everybody, out of character, what do you guys think this is?
What do we think?
So,
This is the old predator trap.
well, I would say Kai also believes this. House Orion is pretty closely related to the royalty. So, I believe that this is semi a test because when they may ask us to prove our that we want to be in the Swords of Liberty by like going and killing off the sky. That's what I think. That may be the only way to like prove that we actually want to be there. So whoever wants to take the dagger and stab this helpless man, Kai will do it. Kai will do it. I'm sure Masaow will do it with worms. But that's what I'm thinking and what Kai is thinking.
I've got a favorite worm specifically for this guy.
That's
awesome.
That's terrifying. I kind of want to see it.
This one special.
All right, so we are one day out from the occupied city of Xandrar, filled with the terrorist organization known as the Sons of Liberty, who have kidnapped the Countess and Lady of the city. The leader of the terrorist organization may also be in that town, and we will hopefully get there next week. Every week, we talk about how great our cast is and the characters that they occupy. And if you've been watching for any small bit of time, you've seen what great role players they are. Behind them are even greater people. We finish our show every week by letting them just tell a little bit about themselves and what's kind of going on in their characters' heads. We will start with Masaow. So, yeah, you got ambushed. You've met another Dark Lantern, very kind of slick one. And now, what are you thinking? You just going to let the old man die? And then tell us a little bit about yourself.
Masaow cares not a whit for this old guy, so he's not really all that worried about it. he's mostly just worried about keeping his herald safe. And yeah, if the old guy lives or does not live.
All right. And go ahead.
My name is Tenta, and I play the weird and awesome Masaow. And I'm 38 and married with 2 cat children, and love metal and video games and tabletop RPGs. And yeah, you can get a hold of me at RipTentaSqueeze on the Twitter machine. And I'm again just grateful to be with these guys because it's awesome.
Awesome. Flametongue, you seem to be moving not to aid the injured traveler, but to wreak some vengeance upon terrorists. Am I smelling what you're stepping in?
Yeah, I mean, she's basically like a battle medic, but the battle comes before the medic part.
Heard.
So,
in that order.
yeah. Yeah, so I'm just going to try to take these guys out because I feel they're probably responsible for this. They're not helping this guy down in this ditch, so.
Hey, bro, I just need you to not bleed out. I'm going to take care of this.
Yeah, you're all right. You're still breathing, so.
All right. Devotion Paladin indeed. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Nick. I play Flametongue. I'm a chef here in Northern California. Love metal music, and I have a 3-year-old son whose name is Griswold. He's a pug, and yeah, I work and play games and play with my dog. So that's about it.
Awesome. Glad to have you. Kai, you seem to, obviously, you smelled something was up. Chuck does stuff. Thank you for the follow. You knew something was up. Now that it's clear what it is, what are you thinking? What's Kai thinking? And then tell us a little bit about yourself.
So Kai is ready to make the decision to kill this House Orion person. I'm sure Masaow will end up being the one to do it, but Kai doesn't, it won't really lay on his conscience to dispose of this person. This person's death will serve a greater good in Kai's ambitions, so his death must happen. However, if we have to kill the Swords of Liberty, it is what it is.
It must happen. Okay.
Yeah, this is the way it has to go. So outside of that, I'm Landon Baker. I love D&D, but what I will say is I liked D&D before I joined this group. When I joined this group, I can confidently say I love D&D. This group has been awesome. Ever since I joined it, this has definitely been the best group I've played with, and this is a great cast of people, and I love playing with you guys.
We have a lot of fun.
With outside of gaming, I'm married. I have 2 Saint Bernard dogs. One of the reasons why I put in a little bit of Kai wanting a dog is just to, have a...
Because Landon wants a dog and the role play is easy.
Exactly. And I've actually worked out good reasons and backstory for why I would want a dog.
I've got a good reason. It's not just because I want a dog.
Exactly. So, I'm every week I'm excited to play. The only thing that has been equally exciting is the release of Elden Ring. I've loved it. If you all like gaming, Elden Ring is awesome. Definitely recommend.
Feel free to sponsor this show from software.
Exactly.
Landon, always buddy, glad to have you. Last but not least, our investigator and Deadeye. Rel, what you gonna do? You gonna shoot the old man, or are you gonna?
No.
No?
Well,
Maybe.
I didn't think so. I mean, the other guys called us out, so that was a trigger for me to be like, all right, well, these guys aren't going to be our allies.
Yeah. And tell us about Dustin.
I am Elden Ring. I play Elden Ring. I'm funding my life specifically so I can play Elden Ring. I've already clocked 40 hours because it's fun.
It is.
Yeah. It's a good time. Yeah, I play a lot of video games. I like the Dungeons and Dragons and all that stuff. I like hanging out with my friends. I will say with the Elden Ring, it's one of the few games that gets me to like turn off the podcasts and the videos and just play the game. And I also don't look up anything online. No cheating. No like, get to discover the world by myself.
Love it. All right.
That's my promotional spot for Elden Ring done.
Elden Ring. Awesome. All right. So that's our amazing cast. I've been your host and Dungeon Master Manny at GrowedUpGeek on your social medias. We appreciate everybody who stopped in. Just the Humid, my favorite West Coast Humid. Thanks for stopping by for the raid. We are just literally about to say goodbye. But to everybody who showed up, welcome just as we are shutting the lights off. I do appreciate you coming by. But yeah, once again, I'm Manny at GrowedUpGeek on your social medias. I am your host and Dungeon Master here. You can join us tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Wednesday, for Dynasty of Dragons, our high-level limited campaign, episode 6, somewhere around there. The party heads to investigate the undead orcs, ogres, or maybe undead orcs and undead ogres as they seek out a second dragon vault. And then join us back here next Monday for episode 10. Are we to 10? Yeah. To episode 10 as our party really comes along to Xandrar and our season finale here on Eberron Tranquility's Twilight. We don't see you tomorrow. Hopefully we'll see you back here next week. As always, new YouTube videos Mondays and Tuesday afternoons. You can check us out there. To everybody who watched tonight, thank you so much. To DMDM Studios, Just the Human, thank you so much, you amazing human beings, for the raid, for all of our new followers. Welcome. We hope sorry we came in at the end, but we do appreciate you being here. Check back in with us and see why we are worth that follow. Thanks to everybody who played tonight, to everybody who watched. It means the world to us that we get to have a little fun and have some people enjoy it as well. Until tomorrow night or maybe next week, I've been Manny. Thank you for watching. And always remember, I like Dungeons & Dragons and the people who play it. See you next time, and bye-bye!